is Tonya Paris, or Samguan the artist. She and her are my pronouns, and I'm based out of Halifax, Nova Scotia.
And what's your artistic medium?
Everything. Everything and anything. If I can use it, I'll try to use it.
Is there a specific story that you're trying to tell?
Just our story. We have so many stories in the Black community that don't get told, that don't leave around the kitchen table. So it's our story or other stories told through our eyes. I can only speak through Black Indigenous eyes because I'm Black Indigenous. So I guess it's just seeing what we don't have, or what we're not seeing, or the faces of people that look like me, not being in those places. I've always been artistic. I've always done anything artistic, whether it was knitting, sewing, doing doodles, different things like that. But I had a love for calligraphy. There was just something about being able to create those lines. I kind of see music in the lines as kind of like, so I look at art as almost like composing a symphony visually. And believe it or not, I think my first love was Archie comics. And
I read.
yeah,
Me too.
and wanting to replicate that in Black form, because we didn't have a lot of Black Archie characters.
Yeah.
And, you know, and seeing things like Alice in Wonderland and Wizard of Oz, and, you know, we weren't, again, you're not seeing little girls that look like me. And I was like, well, we have these experiences. Like, we want to be princesses. It was about giving another little girl or another little boy that looks like me that same experience as a counterpart would have. And seeing themselves, you know, in a different light. Like, you are beautiful and you are special and you do shine. In history, we have seen beautiful Black actresses like Dorothy Dandridge and Lena Horne, but we didn't get to see people like Josephine Baker. And there's a reason, because she was darker and she couldn't pass, or not necessarily pass. She wasn't a comfortable Black, if that makes sense. The lighter was the level of comfort, because you look more like them and you weren't a threat. Anybody darker than that, you could see the physical appearances of being Black, became a threat. You could, like, these women went on stage through the back door. People paid hundreds of dollars to go see them, and they weren't even allowed to have a drink in the same bar that they were paid to perform in. And so they did the things that they did to make us in the position we are today. And so for this, it's like paying a homage to them. You know what I mean? Like, you set the stage for us, and we need to now take it from there, right? So it's like the ripple effect of throwing a rock into a lake, and you get that ripple effect. They threw the rock, and we're products of the ripples. I'm a very vocal person, but being vocal doesn't always get your point across. A lot of times, like anybody can, you can shut out what people are saying to you. You can shut down. But visually, when you're attracted to something, it makes you listen, because now you want to know the artist's story and why did they choose this and why those colors and all of these things. So it makes talking about lateral violence and racism and sexism and all these other isms a little easier when you're doing it in front of a beautiful picture with a glass of wine. This represents water, and these are my colors that I was given. So my name is Samguan, which means water in the Mi'kmaq language. So everything I do represents water. My beadwork is done from wampum shell, which is a seashell that is actually made into these little beads in order to do, and which is why they're so expensive, because they're hand carved and cut. And I have, and almost everything on my regalia is usually from somebody else or from somewhere else. And the reason being is it's all traded. And I wanted that, the positive energy that comes from the people that I traded with, to be able to dance for that energy when I am on powwow grounds. So that's important to me. And so before I start anything, I smudge first. And I don't draw from myself. I don't feel I draw from myself. I feel that I only paint what the ancestors put in my hands to paint. This is for the people that didn't have the voice.